I've paid exactly $0 in bag fees over the last 50 flights, not because I pack light, not because I have status, because I figured out the system. Airlines collected $33 billion in bag fees last year. Here's how to make sure none of that came from you. The real bag fee game. Airlines don't charge bag fees because bags cost money to handle. They charge bag fees because it works. The average domestic flight generates $15 to $20 per passenger in bag fee revenue. Multiply that across millions of passengers, and you see why they're never going away. But here's what airlines don't advertise. These fees are completely avoidable if you know these 7 strategies. Strategy 1. The co-branded credit card loophole. Most airline credit cards waive your first checked bag free. Not just for you, for everyone on your reservation. I have the United Explorer card. Annual fee, $95. First checked bag free on United flights for up to 9 people traveling together. Do the math. 2 checked bags per person, round trip, on a family of 4. That's $240 in fees saved on one vacation. The card pays for itself in one trip. Southwest cards work the same way. Delta, American, Alaska, all of them offer this. Even if you fly once or twice a year, the card makes sense. Cancel it after year 1 if you want. You still come out ahead. Strategy 2. Soft-sided bags beat hard shell. Every time. Airlines now use AI scanners that flag oversized bags based on appearance. Hard shell bags look bigger than soft-sided ones, even when they're the same dimensions. I switched to a soft-sided carry-on 3 years ago. Haven't been stopped once. Here's why it works. Soft bags compress. When gate agents eyeball your bag, it looks smaller. When scanners photograph it during boarding, no bulges trigger the system. Hard shell bags are rigid. They photograph as oversized even when they're not. That gets you pulled aside. I've watched people with expensive hard shell bags get charged $75 at the gate while I walked right past with a bag the same size. The bag doesn't need to be smaller. It needs to look smaller. Strategy 3. Pack heavy items in your personal item. Most airlines weigh your carry-on, but not your personal item. I learned this flying internationally. 7-kilogram limit on the carry-on. No one ever weighs the backpack. So here's what goes in my personal item. Laptop, camera gear, all batteries, chargers, power banks, shoes, heavy sweatshirt, and toiletries. My carry-on gets clothes, light stuff, compressible layers. When they put my roller bag on the scale, it's always under the limit. My backpack under the seat, probably 15 pounds. Nobody checks. This works domestically too. Even on airlines with strict weight limits, the personal item is invisible. Strategy 4. Wear your weight. This sounds obvious, but most people don't do it. Wear your heaviest shoes. Wear a jacket with big pockets. Wear layers. I've boarded flights wearing 2 hoodies, a jacket, and boots that weigh 3 pounds each. Took it all off after boarding. Saved the bag fee. TSA doesn't care how many layers you have on. Gate agents don't weigh passengers. One traveler I know wore 7 pounds of clothing through security on a budget airline. Looked ridiculous. Saved $75. You can remove it all once you're seated. Nobody cares. Strategy 5. Board early, walk confident. Gate agents don't check everyone. They check people who look like trouble. Here's how to avoid being targeted. Board as early as your group allows. Walk with confidence. Don't fumble. Don't look down at your bag. Keep your personal item low behind your hip. Hesitation gets you stopped. Clean posture gets you through. Late boarding is when agents crack down. Bins are full, stress is high, and they're looking for bags to gate check. Early boarding? Agents are relaxed. Bins are empty. Nobody's measuring anything. I've boarded hundreds of flights with bags that were technically oversized. Never got stopped. Because I board early and don't act suspicious. Strategy 6. Know the actual rules, not the rumors. Airlines publish carry-on dimensions. Most people ignore them. Standard domestic, 22 by 14 by 9 inches including wheels and handles. Most carry-on-sized bags sold online are 22 by 14 by 10 inches. That extra inch gets you flagged. Measure your bag. Actually measure it. If it's over, get a new one. Also, if your bag has an expansion zipper, keep it closed until you're on the plane. Expanded bags photograph as oversized. And if you're flying internationally or on a code share, check the operating airline's rules. United outbound might be fine, but Lufthansa return might have different limits. One rule change catches thousands of people. You can't assume. Strategy 7. Know when to politely remind them. Sometimes gate agents try to charge you even when you're entitled to a free bag. If you're flying international on a non-basic economy ticket, you almost always get one free checked bag. Many agents forget this. Politely remind them, "I believe this fare includes one free checked bag. Can you confirm?" Half the time, they check the system and waive the fee. If they insist you're wrong, ask to see the policy in writing. They usually can't produce it on the spot and they let you through. Stay calm. Be polite. Know your rights. I've saved bag fees 3 times this year just by calmly asking agents to verify the policy. What actually works in 2026? Bag fees aren't going away. If anything, they're getting stricter. Airlines are using AI scanners, gate agents have tablets that show exact bag counts, and enforcement is tighter than ever. But the system still has gaps. Co-branded credit cards, soft-sided bags, strategic packing, wearing your weight, early boarding. I've used these strategies on 50-plus flights this year. 0 bag fees paid. Not because I'm lucky, because I understand how the system works and I work around it. If this saved you money, subscribe for more strategies airlines don't advertise. And remember, the best bag isn't the one that holds the most. It's the one that doesn't cost you $75. See you next time.